Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to Sunshine Acres. Jason here. This is the first video that you guys will see since we announced my retirement from my corporate career. Spent 25 years in commercial construction and have now, kind of closed that chapter and moved on to what hopefully turns out to be another successful venture out here. We did create a company called Waxhaw Woodworks. With that company, we plan to process urban lumber. We have the sawmill that you've seen already, utilize that. The goal is to get a kiln by the end of the year, as well as expand the firewood operation that you guys have seen already and increase our production in the wood shop with different projects and things associated with that. So really exciting time for us. Definitely a big change for me. I've spent the bulk of my, corporate career traveling. I've been on the road for really the last 15 years. Lots of airplanes, lots of hotels, all that good stuff. So we've progressed out here at Sunshine Acres, it really is, you kind of learn to appreciate your time and the opportunity that you do have when you are here. It was, man, there were weekends we need to be out of town for a couple weeks. Well, trying to get stuff done and keep these videos going and keep production going on a property like this can be really difficult and stressful as well for both Miss Kara and myself. So we hope that this transition and move really helps things out here, get more things done, but also get them done during the week. So we get to the weekend time, it should be more us doing the things we want to do, get the motorcycles. I think you can maybe see part of one of the motorcycles in the background, but get those guys out, spend more time up at the Shine Shack. We'll introduce you guys to that property as well. But yeah, that's it. Let's get started on today's project. And today's project is going to kind of be a culmination of a couple recent videos. One where we prepped for lumber storage with the railroad ties, and two where we built a new hat for lumber storage as well. So what we want to do is create two of those stations today instead of one. We get the grading. Well, we're going to start here in the shop, but the steps will be get the grading done, place the railroad ties, construct the new metal roof hat, and then marry the two up and be ready for two more lumber storage stations. So in lieu of, on the last hat that we built, we used standard 2x4 material. So in this one, I'm gonna go ahead and get in this pile here. This is stuff that we had milled up off the property. So it's been sitting here a couple years. It's actually a little thinner than a standard 2x4. So instead of 1.5 inches, it's more like 1.25 inches or a little shy of that. So I hope that fits in the rib a little tighter, as well as these are wider than a 2x6. So when we cut these guys in half, I want to say the last one was like 2.5 inches, but we should be getting over 3.5, probably close to 3 3/4 inches high, which if you remember on the last one, where the metal curved over the pallet and this structure here that we built, a little tough to kind of see that pallet with the forks. So I hope that, inch higher will raise it up just a little bit to create a little better access for that. And the other reason for using out of this pile is I need to get this pile moved and up to the utility building. I plan on using this for probably the rafters on lean-tos if we have enough of them, but I want this pile out. So everything's kind of sequential around here. Everything needs to happen in order, get this out of the way so we can start the next project. Unfortunately, I've got 3 or 4 different projects going on at the same time right now, but doing this project right now helps this pile get less, and then we'll get it out of the barn. So come along, we're gonna make 2 lumber storage stations today. Okay, so what we've got here is these are 10 pieces, 5 for each roof. That'll be the 12-foot long ribs for each one. So that's what we were trying to get out of this pile, which we did. It actually got kind of a bunch more work done for another project. So we're down to these guys here on the right. I think you can see in there, I mean, we've got kind of some hold up pieces there that we may need to, we'll harvest some smaller pieces out of that for cutting boards or things like that. But you know, we've got another probably 6 pieces there that I will just put on the gator. But I can also show you what, I didn't put this on camera, but what we've got here is, these will be the rafters on the utility building for one of the lean-tos. And then we'll just take the rest of the material up for fascia trim and stuff like that. So won't do anything with that today, but we will get it moved up to the utility building, and you'll see that on a future video. So now, just like on previous videos, we're gonna get 5 of these outside, stage them, and put them together for the rib frame, and then get the metal and get those guys put on as well. There we go, got the first one done. Let's see how fast we can get number 2. Maybe in 3 seconds. 3, 2, 3, 2, 1. Bam. All right, bam, that was fast, huh? Holy smokes. Got both those guys done. We're gonna pick this video up tomorrow and do the grading and the railroad ties. So stay with me. We'll finish up here in the morning. Okay, so we're down here in the lower part of the wood yard, and you saw us previously build this wood storage station. And what we're gonna do is on either side of this is build one or the other. It's pretty cold this morning. Obviously you see I got a stocking cap on, and we got rain yesterday morning. It was dry for a day. So I don't know if it's gonna turn into a muddy mess or not, but I'm gonna get down here on the light tractor with the landscape rake, and I'll get behind the camera and kind of show you the 2 areas, but it's gonna be a crapshoot today. We'll see if I just make a mess or if I can get something kind of leveled off, and then at that point we'll cut the railroad ties, we'll get those guys down here, get them leveled up, put the new roofs on them, and then we'll call this a wrap. But that all depends on how wet this is. So let me show you what we're working with a little bit up close, and then we're gonna get on the tractor and see if we can get some work done. Come along. So this is the first one we did, and you can see it kind of sits down in a low spot a little bit, which I think that's fine. If it'll level off and just kind of infill up on those railroad ties, that's fine. But one spot we're gonna go is in this area here. That looks to be fairly level. So I think that has a decent shot. Just kind of level that off with the landscape rake. This side is a little hairier, but I don't know, may not be that bad. We'll get the rake and we'll get all these organics pulled off the top, and then kind of see what we're dealing with. Just hopefully it doesn't rut it up too much. But here we go. Wish me luck. Okay, so here's the spot left of, call it staging area number 1. I think that looks pretty good, but sometimes your eyes deceive you when you're trying to grade. Good Lord, dogs are going crazy next door. Hold on, let me see if they'll be quiet for a second. Well, I don't think they're gonna be quiet, so we'll muscle through it. Here's the spot to the right of the first one. This one looks a little trickier to me. It's still slanted a bit. Got a couple little trees, I'll get those knocked down, but it's time to go grab some railroad ties and get those up, get at least one up here, and we'll see how level we are. All right, so here's the first one, fairly level. That one went a lot smoother than the first one we did, so pretty pleased with that. A little bit of adjustment that we can do with the first run of bunks that we put in. This one probably needs a little more work down the road. You can see that guy's teetered a little bit, got a gap here, I mean, and it falls off. I'm a little tired of playing in the mud today, so I'm probably gonna let this be for now. Let it dry up some more. We may shim a little bit before we load this guy. But it's time to put some hats on these guys. There we go, got the roof on. This is the one to the left, and I kind of like that it has a natural slope for drainage. As I was looking at the first one that we did a few weeks ago, we made sure everything was so flat that the water is actually draining into the seam on the metal roof. So we probably need to prop that end up just to get water to drain off of it that way. And then here's the one to the right. Obviously it has a natural slope off of it, and I don't know if you can see that seam or not. Right there. but it's nice to have water running that direction on those. So looks good. So we'll call that a wrap for 2 lumber storage stations. So now we've got a total of 3. We could easily fill the first one up with oak that we already cut. So I probably will infill that one, call it complete, get it banded, and start the clock for air drying and so forth, and then get started on these other 2 ones behind you. This guy's here. Sorry, I lost you there for a second. Had the camera's about to fall over, so rescued that guy. Very happy with this project. I think the quality of construction, maybe not from the detail standpoint, but from the structure and hopefully the long-term use of it, I think is the potential for it's really good. I expect these guys to last for years, hopefully, and keep our lumber as we create it and induce it and get more. We'll have more stations to do. We've got a total of 3 now, and ultimately I think 10, maybe even 12 would be nice. That way we've got backlog of material always air drying, and this is all leading up to us getting a kiln. But before we want to pull that trigger, we need to get enough product on hand, get material stored, and just have enough to be ready to go do that. So very happy with these 2 projects. Very happy this is the first video coming to you after announcement of my retirement. So hope you guys enjoy that as well as much as I do, and I hope to be coming to you more often. I'm going to be spending full time out here at Sunshine Acres, and this is kind of my new job. This is my new office, and I plan on processing a lot of wood, whether it be cutting wood on the sawmill, processing firewood. Hopefully, like I said, we get the kiln here at some point this year and spend a lot of time in the wood shop. But most importantly, I'm spending more time here at home at Sunshine Acres and with Miss Kara and enjoying our time together. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a comment, hit the like button, subscribe, tell your mama, tell your friends, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you.